Everything is going digital and high-tech. The technological landscape of the present time is far much different many years ago. The manual processing that was used for a long period of time is now fully automated. The process structures from manual banking transaction to online banking as well as the face-to-face education. This technological progress continued to include the blended learning to fully online and distance learning, including the most frequent life routines like mall shopping, which has been upgraded to e-commerce and other manual processing structure that is now turned to digital. The information you want to know can be obtained with just a click of a finger. Without a doubt, the internet's rapid diffusion is one of the best resources of tools that is available to all of us. At the same time, are very useful and influential to the economy's development. Unfortunately, this may also lead to the emergence of modern scheme cybercrimes. Great day to all of you, and I hope that everybody is safe and sound. Since we are all internet users, therefore we have to consider our safety as well as the safety of others in the online environment. This is RJ, and we are going to discuss the online safety, security, and etiquette that are applicable and necessary in the cyber world, or what we so-call the internet. So sit back, relax, and learn. Despite of so many innovations and the continuous modernization of the security and safety features of the internet for the online users, there are still rising incidents of financially motivated cybercrimes as reported by Inquirer.net on cybercrimes, which happens to be on the rise over the last 6 years. It was reported that the data from the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group or ACG showed that online libel cases soared from only 22 incidents in 2013 to 661 from January to June of 2019, as well as the online scam cases from 42 to 550, photo and video voyeurism cases from 10 to 356, and the computer-related identity theft cases from 23 to 258. Cases of online threats, meanwhile, rose from 29 to 217 during the period. System interference or hacking from 12 to 193, unjust vexation from 1 reported case to 148, cases of illegal access from 0 incident to 133, automated teller machine or ATM and credit card fraud from 1 reported case to 59, and robbery with intimidation from 3 to 35 incidents. These gathered data showed that there were significant increases on the cybercrime rate from year 2013 to year 2018 and a sudden drop of most cybercrime cases from year 2018 to year 2019. The consolidated top 3 cybercrime cases in the country between year 2013 and 2019 are the online libel being the highest with a total reported case of 3,291, followed by online scam with a reported case of 2,970, and the photo and video voyeurism. According to the published data on the dareportal.com's website, there are currently 73 million internet users in the country, with an internet penetration rate of 67% in January of 2020. Thus, the growing number of internet users shows a big possibility that the cybercrimes will also increase in months to come. However, based on the data presented by the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group, for me, this indicates that there are good campaigns spearheaded by the government which aims to provide the latest security, control, and safeguard protocol to the internet users. Based on the data and evidences, I can deliberately make a forecast that the number of cybercrimes may continue to increase. Unfortunately, due to the increasing number of internet users in the country. These current and incoming scenarios can be assumed because of the current challenging economic situation that we are in right now, whereby many people may take the chance to generate or steal money from the wide users of the internet, be it illegal and punishable. These scenarios may put us all into an extremely dangerous situation which can be deliberately controlled by different kinds of people, organizations, syndicates, etc., and who knows what lurks on the other side of the web. The unlawful acts or deliberate actions relative to criminal violations that are committed in the so-called physical world would mostly leave marks, traces, or evidences that can be tracked and be purposely used during an investigation or judicial trials. Unfortunately, the crimes committed in the digital world is uncanny or somehow much more difficult and challenging to track or locate considering the hype of the modern technologies that are available to us. But before we continue, try to recall your past experiences in using the internet. We don't need to wait for the detrimental attacks of these cyber criminals, since we are all vulnerable to cyber criminals' attack, and we don't know when and how they will attack us, including the possible damages that might cause to us. As modern technological users, it is our duty to know and protect ourselves from the attacks of the cyber criminals. Online safety refers to the act of staying safe online, and it is also a knowledge that must be acquired for self-protection from the cybercriminals, as well as the impact and damages on security risks to private information and the knowledge on the proper use of technological devices and internet access. Let us consider some of the safety tips on our navigation to the digital environment. Know the scammers and how to outsmart scammers. Scammers target people of all backgrounds and most especially your hard work income. Scammers' approach is to come as an invited guest over the phone, email, social networking site, or sometime in person. If ever you have only met such person or character online, make sure to conduct some background check and in-depth research on the legitimacy of his or her business. It is also very critical to check important documents that pertains to his or her business. Better check the authenticity and validity of the documents to the proper authorities. Products or services review might also help. Always think before you click. There is a growing concern on millions of information that are being shared on the internet, such as photos, personal information that is sometimes used by what is called the bad guys on the internet for their personal benefits. The think before you click is the strongest message of the Internet Safety Campaign, which was designed to protect the youth from overexposing their personal and confidential information, and to be always and actively responsible with all of their actions and decisions on the use of several social networking sites. Disclosing too much personal information can put you at risk. So, stay control for uploading your personal photos and other personal information on the internet. Scam websites work in a variety of ways. Powerful websites powered with misleading information and well-structured design that look legitimate and trustworthy enough to nail your attention. And these can be hyped with promising rewards and financial exchange. Unknowingly, the end goal is to get your personal information and target your money. How can you spot legit sites? First, you have to check the web addresses very carefully. Some will look and sound similar to the original sites. Example, the original is nbi.gov, spoof site might be nbi.com. Second, if you see misspelled words or grammatical errors, then it can be a spoof site. Third, most websites have this Contact Us page. Try to call and ask them about the services they offer. Be alarmed if your call isn't answered, and be mindful to the big possibility that the site is fake. Lastly, verify the business if it is registered or not. It is always best to ask the proper and rightful authorities on the legitimacy of the business that is trying to collect some information from you. We all know that all businesses online or with physical stores must be properly registered. Similar to cyber squatting, where well-known companies or brand names were selected by the cyber criminals to register spoof websites that are remarkably designed and structured to look as almost similar to the original ones with domain names that are tricky enough to blind some users. And these scenarios are done with the ulterior motive to profit criminally. Shop safely and on legitimate sites only. The online shops have grown in popularity because of the convenience it provides on making purchases online. Unfortunately, at the same time, it can be profitable for the cyber criminals to trick online buyers. Only transact with legit or well-known online shops. You may also want to consider the payment option to prefer. Suggestively, better confirm your purchases with the cash on delivery or COD option. This will also allow you to check and verify the items you ordered from their website before you pay for it. Furthermore, the COD option also guarantees that you will receive your orders in exchange for the payments. Remember to be always careful on the information that you are about to give out and make it a habit to read and probe on the current or standing credibility rating of the store or online shops. Ensure to double-check on the whereabouts of its physical location, which is basically the address of the physical store. And also, keep in mind that online stores are required to provide their exact business location, which are always verified by the proper authorities. Regularly change your password, mostly for key accounts. Always combine multiple string of characters such as letters in uppercase and lowercase, numbers and special characters. Regularly back up your files. The main reason for data backup is to save our important files by creating a duplicate copy in a different storage and different location. This action definitely allows us to save our files from a sudden hard drive failure or from any computer viruses that might attack or damage our files when we go online. We can store our files to external hard drives or to trusted cloud storage. Once the hacker positions himself between you and the access point, so instead of you directly communicating with the host, you are actually directly sending every piece of your information to the hackers. Therefore, when connecting to the internet in public areas, always enable the use of HTTPS, or known as the Hypertext Transfer Protocol security option, on website that you visit frequently. HTTPS enables encrypted communication that secures connection between a remote user and the primary web server. A virtual private network or VPN connection is a must when connecting to your business through an unsecured connection like a Wi-Fi hotspot. Even if a hacker manages to position himself in the middle of your connection, the data in this state will be strongly encrypted. Since most hackers are after an easy target, they likely discard stolen information rather than put it through a lengthy decryption process. Firewall is a well-known network security system that is designed to prevent unauthorized access. It monitors the flow of data exchange by filtering traffic and blocking outsiders based on a defined set of security rules. All messages entering or leaving the intranet must pass through the firewall, which examines each message and blocks those that do not meet the specified security criteria. Firewalls can either be a software or hardware, though it's best to have both. A software firewall is a program installed on each computer and regulates data traffic through port number and applications, while a physical firewall is a piece of equipment installed between your network and gateway. Antivirus can help protect your network from malicious attacks and serve as the entry guard or defense on the gate of your computer. Having an antivirus installed in your computer is very important because it keeps your information protected from all forms of attacks, including malicious programs or sites. Other than what I have mentioned, it makes additional protection from other malicious websites and downloads. Always remember and ensure to regularly update the antivirus installed in your computer and maintain a regular cleanup on your device. Here are some of the best antivirus for year 2020 based on www.pcmag.com, published on August 27, 2020. This is in no particular order. Have good sense of judgment when surfing the web via public connectivity. Don't easily get comfortable connecting to any public Wi-Fi available since we cannot really guarantee that it is safe. Never click or download links from unknown sources or senders. With the growing number of internet users, it is expected that the cybercrimes will also be increased in months to years to come. And as the technology progresses, the cybercriminals are also getting more equipped in modernizing their skills to penetrate or break security encryptions. The first step to computer security is awareness. You should understand all the dangers and threats that might put your computer at risk. If you are aware that the money in your pocket can be stolen, then you take necessary prevention so that it won't happen to you. Let's talk about the necessary preventions on getting hacked or robbed online. Here are some of the security threats. Malware is a collective name or can also be referred as a catch to simplify the terms and names for any types of malicious software. Malware or malicious ware is designed to harm or exploit any programmable device or services that can cause extensive damage to data and system. It consists of codes developed by cybercriminals to gain access to a restricted network. There are several types of malwares such as virus, worms, spyware, trojans, and ransomware. Virus is the most common type of malware and can be described as a self-replicating program that attach its malicious codes or programs to alter the way a computer operates. This software virus can spread quickly, causing damage to core functionality of the computer system. It has the ability to corrupt files or destroy the date configuration of the computer, which is usually hidden within executable file. Computer worms are pieces of malware that is spread from an infected computer that replicate quickly and send all the contacts and information needed from the user's computer system back to its server or source hacker. Worms can be any attachments filtered in spam emails or instant messages, and once it was accidentally or deliberately opened, then it will be automatically installed within the computer system. Then the worm starts to work silently by infecting machines' program without our knowledge. Worms make copies of itself over and over that causes the hard drive space full and causes the computers to run slow. Spyware is a type of malware with malicious behavior that infects your PC or mobile devices. These malware programs gathers key information from any individuals or any organizations. Spyware runs quietly in your system and secretly collects informations and monitors your activities, including the websites that you visit, together with the things that you have downloaded, and including the email you sent and received. Trojans, just like a Greek soldiers, hid in a giant horse to deliver their attack. This type of malware hides within or disguises itself as legitimate software. It is a type of malware that is often distinguished as legitimate program or software. But when it starts to run in the computer system, then it may have harmful effects or attacks that can enable cybercriminals to spy on you, steal your sensitive data, and access your system. Trojans can delete, block, modify, and copy the data from your computer system. It has also the capability to disrupt the performance of the computer. Ransomware is a form of malware and a new cybersecurity threat that encrypts a victim's file. The attackers then threaten to delete or corrupt the system file unless a ransom is paid. Users are shown instruction for how to pay a fee, to get the decryption key, and to restore access to your data. Adware is a term used to describe unwanted software that displays advertisement on your screen, often within a web browser. Some security professionals considered it as PUP or potentially unwanted program. The program typically disrupts your browsing activities in forms of excessive advertisements, autoplay video, commercial flashing, and pop-up windows. This program is generally not harmful to the users, but it can be annoying since it can interrupt a user during navigation. This program's main goal is to generate revenue through popping advertisement. Aside from malware, here are some of the commonly threats to our security. Spams refers to unsolicited bulk mail or UBE or digitally junk mails. Spammers send unsolicited messages to a large number of recipients for the purpose of commercial advertising. Spamming is economically viable because advertisers have no operating cost. They usually send email messages that often contain advertisements for certain products or services. What makes spam emails different from other mails? The answer is that spam is always unrequested. There are several kinds of spam. The most common is email spam. Mobile spam, where the spammers send text messages and usually utilize push notification. Messaging spam is similar to emails but utilize instant messaging platforms such as WhatsApp, Skype, and Snapchat. Phishing attack is to steal information through baits, and the goal is to obtain sensitive data such as credit card details, users' login, and users' password. The attacks often come in the form of instant messages or phishing email designed to appear legitimate. To counter phishing attack, as a rule of thumb, is to always check the URL before opening the email links. DDoS attack, also known as the distributed denial of service, a malicious attempt to overload or disrupt normal data traffic flow, which occurs when the attacker overloads a website with too many requests. The most obvious symptoms of a DDoS attack can be evident when a website that offers online services or purchasing transactions suddenly slows down and eventually becomes unavailable. This can definitely lead to a huge loss in revenue per day since customers won't be to transact for any business services. Nonetheless, there are tools that can be used to block attack patterns and employ defensive measures to counter a DDoS attack. Most of the security threats that I have mentioned can be avoided, but sometimes even when we are actively on guard, there are still occurrences that are really difficult to avoid. Keep in mind that having a 24/7 antivirus guard on the door of our computer system will really help a lot on managing most of the security issues. The word Netiquette is a short for Internet Etiquette, net from Internet and Etiquette. Netiquette is a set of ideal rules and conduct or a code of polite behavior on the Internet. In a very short description, that is respecting others in an online environment. Respecting others' view, observing proper communication, courtesy for the use of information, being responsible for publishing materials are some of the basic attitudes that must be observed in an online environment. The 10 Commandments of Computer Ethics were created in 1992 by the Washington, D.C. based Computer Ethics Institute. The commandments were introduced in the paper In Pursuit of the Ten Commandments for Computer Ethics by Ramon C. Barkin as a means to create a certain set of standards to guide and instruct people in the ethical use of computers. Here are the 10 Commandments of Computer Ethics by Ramon C. Barkin. in the future that you will acquire great skills in the field of computer science, better use it for the good of many people. Because computers are built to help and save human beings, not to destroy us and all God's creation. Leave Jesus in our hearts.